Welcome to NFL Daily Brief, your fast track to today's biggest football stories. Like and subscribe to stay in the game. Here are the brief highlights of today's top stories. NFL Week 4 buzz. What we're hearing on Dart, Penix and early trade deadline talk. Why Vikings actually wanted to play in Dublin, London. Parsons wants his tribute to be a win versus Cowboys. Giants dabble. Switch to Dart was my decision. Ravens' concern grows after ruling out Madubuike. QB Daniels feels good, but status up to doctors. Callahan denies Titans fire sale after Jets trade. Sources. OLB Smith out through Eagles November. Bye. Seahawks Witherspoon, love back to face cards. Breeze, Fitzgerald headline 2026 Hoff nominees. Updated Week 4 NFL Power Rankings. Why the NFL can't stop the illegal tactic teams are using to defend the tush push. Betting buzz. Indianapolis Colts flying up odds boards amid hot start. Brad Holmes rebuilt the Lions, now he's eyeing NFL front offices. Lingering Bills questions amid historic run on turnover margin. Tracking every NFL trade before the deadline. Brownlee to Jets, Bigsby to Eagles. Matchup rankings. Downgrade Chase, upgrade Hawkinson in Week 4. Rankings for Week 4. Futures of Giants Brian Daboll, Joe Schoen hinge on Jackson Dart's instant success. Micah Parsons isn't the first player Jerry Jones talked contracts with, he won't be last. Now, let's dive deeper into the details. The New York Giants have named their first-round rookie, Jackson Dart, as their starting quarterback.
This decision stems from two key factors, the first being the team's subpar offensive performance in the initial games.
The second reason is Dart has consistently met the benchmarks set by coach Brian Daboll and his staff.
Dart has proven to be a quick learner, decisive in the preseason, and displays excellent ball placement.
The Giants hope Dart's mobility gives them a better chance to win, despite the typical rookie mistakes.
The Giants initially believed they had adequate support for Russell Wilson to remain competitive while Dart developed.
However, Wilson has not performed well outside of one game against the Dallas Cowboys.
The Giants are currently ranked 31st in red zone and goal-to-go touchdown percentages.
Dart's mobility theoretically offers more options inside the 20-yard line.
Daboll now has the opportunity to reinvent his offense with a quarterback he selected.
This is the best skill group Daboll has had since joining the Giants in 2022.
The Giants face a tough schedule, including the undefeated Los Angeles Chargers this week.
The Minnesota Vikings are undertaking a unique challenge this season, playing consecutive international games in Dublin and London.
This is the first time the National Football League has scheduled back-to-back games in different countries for one team.
While some viewed this as a burden, the Vikings actively sought this opportunity.
The team has strong fan bases in both cities, anticipating significant Vikings fan presence at both stadiums.
This effectively neutralizes two road games and allows the team to remain overseas between games.
The Vikings ownership has been eager to expand the team and league's international reach.
They see this as a chance to grow the sport and its fan base globally.
The team is confident in their preparation and logistical planning for this extended trip.
They have developed specific routines for international travel, including adjusted practice schedules and sleep strategies.
The Vikings will face the Pittsburgh Steelers in Dublin and then the Cleveland Browns in London.
The logistical planning for this trip has been extensive, involving everything from meals to visas.
The team is shipping tons of supplies and equipment overseas to support their operations.
The Vikings believe they are well equipped to handle this challenge and turn it into a positive experience. Micah Parsons has expressed his feelings about his former team, the Dallas Cowboys, not planning a tribute for his return.
Parsons will be playing against the Cowboys as a member of the Green Bay Packers on Sunday night.
Cowboys owner Jerry Jones confirmed there are no plans to honor Parsons.
Parsons played 4 seasons with the Cowboys before being traded to the Packers due to a contract dispute.
Parsons stated that he does not consider the lack of tribute disrespectful.
He acknowledged potential hard feelings from the Cowboys organization.
Parsons expressed contentment with his current situation in Green Bay.
He hopes to achieve his tribute through a victory against his former team.
This Sunday marks the first time Parsons will play at AT&T Stadium without the Cowboys star on his uniform.
The game promises to be a significant event for both Parsons and the two teams involved.
The focus remains on the upcoming game and the potential for Parsons to make a statement on the field.
The outcome of the game will undoubtedly be a key storyline in the ongoing narrative surrounding Parsons and his departure from Dallas.
New York Giants coach Brian Daboll recently benched quarterback Russell Wilson in favor of rookie Jackson Dart.
Daboll stated that this was his decision and did not elaborate further on the reasoning.
The Giants informed both Wilson and Dart of the decision on Tuesday.
Dart will start against the Los Angeles Chargers on Sunday, with Wilson serving as backup.
Daboll confirmed that this change is for the remainder of the season.
Wilson has stated that he intends to remain with the Giants and support Dart.
Dart, the 25th overall pick in this year's draft, aims to bring energy and excitement to the field.
He is not focusing on the pressure surrounding Daboll's job security.
Giants players have expressed support for the change at quarterback.
It was reported that Dart was Daboll's preferred quarterback choice during the draft.
The Giants are currently 0-3 and looking for their first win of the season.
They hope Dart can revitalize an offense that has struggled to produce.
The Baltimore Ravens have ruled out defensive tackle Nnamdi Madubuike for their upcoming game against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Head coach John Harbaugh expressed concern about Madubuike's Pro Bowl defensive tackle's neck injury.
Harbaugh stated he is concerned but cannot comment further on the injury's severity or long-term implications.
This is a significant blow to the Ravens' defense, which currently ranks last in the National Football League.
Madubuike has been a key player, leading all defensive tackles in sacks since the start of the 2023 season.
In their recent loss to the Detroit Lions, the Ravens' defense struggled without Madubuike, allowing a franchise-high 207 rushing yards between the tackles.
The team also failed to record a sack for the first time in 4 years.
The Ravens are now trying to avoid a 1-3 start, which they have not experienced in 10 years.
Madubuike developed symptoms after their Week 2 victory against the Cleveland Browns.
The team is unsure when the injury occurred during that game and has not provided a timeline for his return.
Harbaugh confirmed Madubuike will not play this week and that they need more information to assess the situation.
Outside linebacker Odafe Oweh expressed his support for Madubuike and emphasized the team is next man up mentality.
Washington Commanders quarterback Jayden Daniels states that he feels better and more like himself, but his availability for Sunday is contingent on medical clearance.
Daniels confirmed that the decision about playing against the Atlanta Falcons rests with the doctors, not himself.
He was limited in practice Wednesday, wearing a knee brace, and indicated uncertainty about needing it in a game.
Daniels participated in throwing drills, demonstrating mobility despite the sprained left knee.
Coach Dan Quinn acknowledged Daniels as a fierce competitor, highlighting his efforts to recover.
Daniels expressed confidence in his ability to play Sunday, having done sufficient running and cutting drills.
The injury occurred in Week 2 against the Green Bay Packers, but Daniels played through it initially.
Marcus Mariota successfully started in Daniels' place last week against the Raiders, throwing for over 200 yards and a touchdown.
Mariota also has a history with the Falcons, having started 13 games for them in the 2022 season.
Daniels praised Mariota as his biggest supporter, highlighting their mutual respect.
Receiver Terry McLaurin is also dealing with a quad injury and did not practice, putting his status in question for Sunday.
Coach Quinn mentioned that McLaurin is seeking multiple opinions on his injury, which is a common practice in the National Football League.
The Tennessee Titans recently traded Jarvis Brownlee Jr. to the New York Jets for a higher-round draft pick in 2026.
This trade included a 7th-round pick from the Titans along with Brownlee in exchange for a 6th-round pick from the Jets.
Head coach Brian Callahan insists this trade is not the start of a fire sale, describing it as a one-off situation.
Despite Brownlee starting 17 games since being drafted last year, Callahan stated the trade presented unique circumstances.
While such trades might typically suggest a team is looking to offload players after a disappointing start, Callahan denies this is the case for the Titans.
He acknowledged that teams frequently contact each other seeking various assets, making it difficult to predict future moves.
Callahan claims the trade will offer both short-term and long-term benefits for the Titans.
He declined to elaborate on the specifics but emphasized the decision was not solely about Brownlee.
Instead, Callahan expressed confidence in other young players like Darrell Baker Jr., Jalen Armour-Davis and Marcus Harris.
He highlighted their growing familiarity with the team's systems and their increasing contribution on the field.
Brownlee is currently recovering from an ankle injury sustained during practice.
Callahan remained non-committal about who will start at cornerback against the Houston Texans this Sunday.
Eagles starting edge rusher Nolan Smith Jr. strained his triceps in Sunday's win, landing him on injured reserve.
Sources told ESPN that Smith could return after the team's November 2nd bye week.
The Eagles announced that Smith, cornerback Jacorian Bennett, and rookie receiver Darius Cooper are being placed on injured reserve.
This will sideline all 3 players for at least 4 games, though none of the injuries require surgery.
Smith, the 30th overall pick in the 2023 draft, was expected to be a top edge rusher.
He had not recorded a sack through 3 games, but he generated 8 quarterback pressures.
Jalix Hunt, Joshua Uche, and Zadarius Smith will likely lead the pass rushing efforts in Smith's absence.
The Eagles also have Ogbo Okoronkwo, Patrick Johnson, and Azeez Ojulari on the roster.
Philadelphia signed Marcus Epps, Cameron Latu, and Perry Nickerson to the active roster.
They also signed Lance Dixon, Eli Ricks, and Quez Watkins to the practice squad.
Right tackle Lane Johnson, who suffered a stinger on Sunday, returned to practice.
Cornerback Adoree Jackson, recovering from a groin injury, also participated in practice.
The Seattle Seahawks welcome back Pro Bowlers Devin Witherspoon and Julian Love for their game against the Arizona Cardinals.
Running back Zach Charbonnet, outside linebacker Boye Mafe, and right guard Anthony Bradford are all listed as questionable.
Rookie safety Nick Amanwari is doubtful for the Thursday night matchup due to an ankle injury.
The Seahawks placed rookie fullback Robbie Ousts on injured reserve with an ankle injury.
Brady Russell will replace Ousts, who is expected to return from injured reserve later this season.
Zach Charbonnet participated fully in estimated practices this week despite being listed with a toe injury.
Witherspoon and Amanwari both missed the last 2 games due to injuries sustained in the season opener.
Julian Love played through a groin injury in Week 2, but a subsequent hamstring injury sidelined him last week.
Swing tackle Josh Jones has been ruled out with an ankle injury.
The Seahawks signed D'Anthony Bell from their practice squad to fill in for Amanwari.
Bell is expected to play as the extra safety in the Seahawks' big nickel packages.
This game is an important divisional matchup within the National Football Conference West.
Drew Brees and Larry Fitzgerald are among the first-year eligible nominees for the 2026 Pro Football Hall of Fame class.
Both players were incredibly prolific throughout their National Football League careers.
Brees ranks second all-time in passing yards and touchdowns.
Fitzgerald is second in career receptions and receiving yards.
They are joined by 11 other first-year eligible players, including quarterbacks Philip Rivers and Alex Smith.
Other notable first-year nominees include tight ends Greg Olsen and Jason Witten, and running backs Frank Gore and LaShawn McCoy.
The list of 128 modern-era nominees will be reduced to 50 in October by a screening committee.
The full 50-member selection committee will then narrow the list down to 25 and then 15 finalists.
These finalists will be voted on before the Super Bowl in February.
4 players, Willie Anderson, Torrey Holt, Luke Quetchley, and Adam Vinatieri, have already secured spots in the final 15.
Brees played 5 seasons with the San Diego Chargers before joining the New Orleans Saints.
He led the Saints to a Super Bowl victory in 2009, earning the Game Most Valuable Player award.
Week 3 featured exciting moments, especially with impactful special teams plays.
However, this week's power rankings focus on defensive performance, highlighting each team's biggest defensive issue.
The Eagles, ranked number 1, struggle with run defense, allowing a 45.1% success rate.
The Bills have difficulty getting off the field on third downs, impacting their defensive effectiveness.
The Lions need more pass rush production beyond Aiden Hutchinson.
The Chargers are having trouble stopping opponents on fourth down conversions.
The Packers have a significant lack of takeaways compared to last season.
The Buccaneers struggle with fourth-quarter stops, contributing to close games.
The Ravens have tackling problems, giving up significant yards after contact.
The Rams have cornerback depth issues after Ahkello Witherspoon's injury.
The Chiefs need more consistent pass rush around Chris Jones.
The Commanders are allowing too many big plays in the passing game.
The 49ers face a major challenge after Nick Bosa's season-ending injury.
The Colts need a more consistent pass rush despite some recent success.
Former National Football League Vice President of Officiating Dean Blondino gave 3 reasons to ban the tush push.
The tush push has sparked controversy and debate regarding its legality and impact on the game.
Some defenses use an illegal tactic called disconcerting signals to counter the tush push.
This tactic involves mimicking the quarterback cadence to confuse the offensive line and cause false starts.
The penalty for disconcerting signals is 15 yards, but it has not been called since 2017.
Officials find it difficult to hear through crowd noise and distinguish intentional mimicking from other game sounds.
Teams like the Rams and Chiefs have been identified as using disconcerting signals.
Eagles players have acknowledged the prevalence of this tactic and its impact on their play.
The Eagles have been flagged for false starts and offsides on tush push plays.
They are working on strategies to counter the disconcerting signals tactic, including changing cadences.
The league office has addressed the tush-push officiating in training tapes sent to officials and clubs.
The National Football League rules analyst emphasized the need for stricter enforcement of false starts on tush-push plays.
The Indianapolis Colts have surprised many with their dominant start to the season, going undefeated in their first 3 games.
While their opponents have not been strong, the Colts have covered the spread in every game, a feat matched only by the Los Angeles Chargers.
Preseason expectations were low for the Colts, with odds of +200 to make the playoffs and +400 to win the American Football Conference South.
Now, their odds have shifted dramatically to -280 for the postseason and -140 to win the division.
Despite the improved performance, bettors have not yet fully bought into the Colts as Super Bowl contenders.
At BetMGM, Indianapolis is only the 23rd most bet team by ticket share and 27th by handle share to win the Super Bowl.
Running back Jonathan Taylor is now the favorite for Offensive Player of the Year after leading the league in rushing yards.
Head coach Shane Steichen has become the favorite for Coach of the Year, and tight end Tyler Warren is a contender for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Quarterback Daniel Jones has seen his most valuable player odds improve significantly, moving from 200 to 1 to 50 to 1.
He is also the second favorite for Comeback Player of the Year, although his eligibility for the award is uncertain.
The Colts face their biggest challenge yet against the Los Angeles Rams, where they are 3.5-point underdogs.
The Rams have attracted a significant share of the spread wagers and handle at ESPN Bet.
Brad Holmes, the Detroit Lions general manager, returned to his alma mater, North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, to deliver a commencement speech.
Holmes spoke about the importance of choosing your hard and emphasized the value of thoroughness and dedication.
He has overseen a remarkable turnaround for the Lions since becoming general manager in 2021.
The Lions have achieved consecutive playoff appearances and a franchise record 15 wins in 2024 under Holmes and coach Dan Campbell.
Holmes is also focused on increasing diversity in National Football League front offices.
He is one of 6 black general managers in the league and actively works to create opportunities for minority candidates.
Holmes believes in building a winning team while also inspiring change within the league.
He aims to achieve lasting impact by continuing to win games and ultimately bringing a Super Bowl title to Detroit.
Holmes was hired by the Lions in 2021 after an extensive interview process.
He became the second black general manager in team history, succeeding Martin Mayhew.
Holmes impressed the hiring committee with his football expertise and leadership skills.
His experience with scouting, drafting, and player development was key to his selection.
He is known for his ability to identify talent and build successful teams.
His drafting strategy has led to multiple Pro Bowl selections for Lions players.
The Buffalo Bills remain undefeated after a 31-21 victory over the Miami Dolphins, extending their NFL record turnover margin streak to 25 games.
Terrell Bernard recovered a crucial fumble in the fourth quarter, highlighting the Bills' focus on takeaways in critical moments.
While the Bills' offense had strong moments, they also stalled at times, and the defense struggled to get off the field on third downs.
Despite these challenges, the Bills' turnover margin proved decisive, showcasing its importance in winning football games.
Head coach Sean McDermott emphasized the importance of emphasizing takeaways, stating that you get what you emphasize most of the time.
The Bills are one of 3 teams without a turnover this season and have not committed a turnover in 8 straight games, including playoffs.
Quarterback Josh Allen is a key factor in this success, demonstrating significant improvement in his decision-making and understanding of the game.
McDermott praised Allen's development, highlighting his growth as a decision-maker and understanding of the game.
While the Bills have much to celebrate, their Week 3 performance exposed areas needing improvement, particularly third down defense.
The Dolphins consistently converted on third down, putting together long touchdown drives and highlighting a weakness for the Bills.
Despite this, the Bills' defense performed well on first and second down, forcing numerous third down situations.
The Bills' defense is expecting reinforcements with the return of injured players and those completing suspensions.
The National Football League trade deadline is November 4th, and several teams have already made moves.
The Philadelphia Eagles and New Orleans Saints acquired Tank Bigsby and Jalen Polk, respectively.
The New York Jets recently bolstered their secondary by trading for cornerback Jarvis Brownlee Jr.
Brownlee was acquired from the Tennessee Titans for draft pick considerations.
He could potentially compete for a starting role opposite Sauce Gardner upon recovering from an ankle injury.
The Jets also received a 2026 seventh-round draft pick in the trade.
The Saints acquired Polk and a future draft pick from the New England Patriots.
Polk, a wide receiver, is currently on injured reserve with a shoulder injury.
The Eagles traded for running back Tank Bigsby from the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This marks the fifth trade the Eagles have made since mid-August.
Other recent acquisitions for the Eagles include John Mechie III, Sam Howell, and Fred Johnson.
Speculation continues regarding potential trades involving players like Tyreek Hill and Kirk Cousins.
Making tough lineup decisions can be challenging in fantasy football.
When torn between two players, consider the one with the better matchup.
Matchup rankings offer a schedule-independent way to evaluate these matchups.
They rank defenses based on how they perform against each skill position.
The rankings use adjusted fantasy points allowed to show matchup favorability.
A positive number indicates a favorable matchup, while a negative one is unfavorable.
For Week 4, only 2025 season data is considered.
Later in the season, only the most recent 5 weeks of data will be used.
Matchups are just one factor in overall player rankings.
Consult weekly rankings for a more complete picture of start and sit decisions.
One highlighted matchup is Jordan Love versus the Dallas Cowboys.
The Cowboys' defense has struggled against quarterbacks this season.
Another highlighted matchup is Omarion Hampton against the New York Giants.
The Giants' defense has been susceptible to running backs.
Stephania Bell is concerned about Marvin Harrison Jr. is having a subpar fantasy football season so far.
Fantasy football rankings for Week 4 are available from ESPN.
These rankings combine the expertise of 8 experts for points per reception leagues and 3 for individual defensive player leagues.
The expert rankers include Matt Bowen, Mike Clay, Tristan Cockcroft, and others.
Daniel Dobb, Eric Carabell, Liz Loza, Eric Moody, and Field Yates also contribute to these rankings.
Eric Carabell provides additional rankings for Superflex leagues.
Rankings are released every Tuesday and are subject to updates throughout the week.
Updates account for breaking news and emerging analysis.
Points per reception rankings cover quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, kickers, and defense and special teams.
Individual defensive player rankings include the top 50 defensive linemen, linebackers, and defensive backs.
These individual defensive player rankings are provided by Clay, Cockcroft, and Moody.
Carabell's Superflex rankings cover the top 150 quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends.
Rookie quarterback Jackson Dart will start for the New York Giants against the Los Angeles Chargers this Sunday.
This decision comes after weeks of speculation and follows Giants coach Brian Daboll hinting at a potential quarterback change.
The Giants are currently 0-3, and their head coach and general manager are under significant pressure to improve their 9-28 record since 2023.
The team is one of 6 winless teams this season and has struggled offensively, producing fewer than 300 yards of offense in 2 of their 3 games.
Giants owner John Mara has publicly stated the need for improvement, putting further pressure on Daboll and Schoen.
This move to Dart is seen as a crucial decision for the coaching staff and front office.
Ideally, the Giants would have preferred to allow Dart a redshirt season, but their current circumstances necessitate his early involvement.
While Russell Wilson had a strong 450-yard performance in Week 2 against the Dallas Cowboys, the team is 0-3 and faces tough competition ahead.
The Giants made Dart the backup ahead of Jameis Winston for Week 1, suggesting they believed he was ready to play.
Dart has played 6 snaps in special packages over the past 2 weeks, but he has yet to throw a National Football League pass.
Daboll has expressed confidence in Dart, stating that they would not put anyone in the game they did not feel confident with.
The Giants traded back into the first round to draft Dart, who was reportedly Daboll's preferred quarterback choice.
Micah Parsons is not the first player Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones has spoken with directly regarding contract extensions.
He will also not be the last, as it has been a common practice for Jones and Executive Vice President Stephen Jones to engage with star players about new deals.
While not explicitly prohibited, several agents find it unprofessional to bypass them and speak directly to players who may not grasp all the financial details.
Agents use numerous categories to evaluate deals, including new money, old money, and guarantee structures, which are too complex for simple handshakes.
Parsons' return to AT&T Stadium playing for the Green Bay Packers highlights a relationship that once seemed destined to last his entire career with the Cowboys.
Despite Parsons stating Jerry Jones was his guy and Jones having Parsons' personal phone number, a misunderstanding led to Parsons being traded to the Packers.
A supposed agreement on a contract extension between Jones and Parsons fell apart when Parsons' agent, David Mulugheta, insisted on handling the negotiations.
Parsons maintained the meeting with Jones was about leadership, while Jones believed it was a negotiation.
The Cowboys' direct approach to negotiating with players has been questioned before, but Jerry Jones defends his preference for direct communication.
He values the long-term relationships built with players and believes direct engagement fosters stronger bonds than communication through third parties.
The Joneses have negotiated with various players over the years, with the final details being handled by the agent and Stephen Jones.
However, they respect players who prefer to communicate solely through their agents and accommodate such requests.
That's a wrap on this week's NFL Blitz Talk. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time with more gridiron fire and fearless breakdowns.